use the model to complete the number sentence. So I'm going to go ahead right from the start and write keep, change, flip. That's my reminder. So not KCF, Kentucky Fried Chicken, KCF, keep, change, flip. Use the model to complete the number sentence. 2 divided by 1/4. So we have 2 rectangles. That's our total. We have a total of 2 rectangles. And we're splitting each rectangle into fourths. So we have 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. So how many fourths, using the model, I'm just going to go right to the answer here. How many fourths do we have in our 2 rectangles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our answer is 8. So how do we get there? So we can take, again, we know that, I'm just going to erase this right here. When we're multiplying or dividing a whole number times a fraction or divided by a fraction, we want to put it over 1. And I like to write the KCF right above the fraction and the operation and the second fraction. That's my reminder that I'm going to keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep the first number, the first fraction. Okay, so you could either write that as 2 or 2 over 1. Change the operation to inverse of division, which is multiplication, and then we're going to flip the last fraction. So 1/4 is now 4 over 1. And now we have our multiplication sentence. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. It's an improper fraction. And we convert to a whole number, which is 8. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, so right from the start, KCF, 1/9 divided by 3. I'm going to rewrite it. 1/9 is going to keep, I'm keeping 1/9. I'm going to change the division to multiplication. I'm going to flip the last fraction, but don't forget we have a whole number, so we need to put it over 1. So it's not going to be 3 over 1. We're going to flip it to 1 over 3, 1/3. So now we're ready to multiply. 1 times 1 is 1, 9 times 3 is 27, and there's our answer, 1/27. Okay, again, K, C, F. Okay, I want you to get used to writing that right above each one as your reminder. So again, we have a whole number 7. First things first, we're going to put it over 1, make it a fraction. We're going to keep it, we're going to change it, and then we're going to flip it. And now we're ready to multiply. So we're making a related multiplication sentence to solve. 7 times 2 is 14. 1 times 1 is 1. And we know it's improper, so we need to change it back to a whole number. 14, okay, remember we're doing this. 14 times 1 is 14, and we have no remainder. Okay, so our answer, our product, or quotient, is 14. Okay, so again, we'll try a couple more. KCF. We're going to put that 4 right over 1. We're making it a fraction. We're going to keep the first fraction. We're going to change the operation from division to multiplication. And we're going to flip 4 over 1 to 1/4. So if you're thinking 1/12 as your answer, you are correct. I'm going to give you the answers for the next 3 if you want to try them and see if you can get the same as I did. Now I'm going to flip over. You have one more. You have a word problem. So I wanted to make sure this is a little review from lesson 1 when we were writing the expressions. So again, we have to think about the total comes first, okay? Because if we write this reversed, we're going to end up with a different answer. Isaac has a piece of rope that is 5 yards long. Into how many 1/2 yard pieces of rope can Isaac cut the rope? Let me read that again. Isaac has a piece of rope that is 5 yards long. This is our total. So he's taking 5 yards and he wants to divide it into how many 1/2 yard pieces of rope can Isaac cut the rope? So our expression is going to look like this. So we have to get that expression written correctly first. Okay, so if we have, I'll show you what happens if we write this the wrong way. We'll solve that and we'll see if we'll get a completely different answer. Okay, so remember the total comes first. We're dividing it into halves. So keep, change, flip. So when we're dividing, we're writing a related multiplication sentence. So we want to put the 5 over 1. I'm just going to put a box around this because I have that other one underneath. Okay, so our whole number becomes a fraction. We're going to keep it. We're going to change our division to multiplication, and then we're going to flip our last fraction. And we end up with 10 over 1, or 10 yards. 10 yard pieces of rope. Okay, now if we wrote this backwards, if we reversed it, we would end up with a whole different number. So we would have keep, change, flip. We would end up with 1/10. Okay, 1/10 is very far away from 10. It's not even a whole. Okay, so this would mean this would be very off. Okay, so again, make sure that you are thinking about the total before you write your number sentence when you have a word problem. Okay, the rest of the problems that we did, it was already written for you. Okay, there's going to be one problem on your Google form. That's a word problem, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to send you off to try these on your own on the Google form. And remember today, KCF, keep, change, flip.